What is a coffee cup Bible verse? Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I'm going to be journaling what I call a coffee cup verse. A coffee cup verse has a couple of different meanings. Sometimes it's used in a derogatory way, referring to Bible verses that we see all over the place on coffee cups and on t-shirts and on posters that may be taken out of context. But to me, a coffee cup verse is a verse that holds deep meaning that is the first thing you need to go to. Coffee is one of the first things I do each and every day. It helps get me going. It helps ground me in a way. And in the same way, I think some of these Bible verses, though we see them all of the time, though some people call them cliche, I think are just so important to my faith personally. So today I'm going to be journaling Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. A verse that we've heard many, many times, and I'm going to document it today as a coffee cup verse. Here we go. All right, it's voiceover Elisa, and I'm here to tell you that this page took a bit of a turn. So here's what I want to let you know. I want you to learn from my mistakes, the things that didn't go right in this Bible journaling process. The truth is, the process was lovely. The process was what I wanted to accomplish, which was reflecting on this verse and why I love coming to this verse as my coffee cup verse, as my first thing in the day verse. But what went wrong were some of the things in the final product. I don't love how this came out. So I started with a large box, and the box had a pretty distinct pattern on it. I actually think that that was one of my first mistakes. I think the first thing I should have done is dealt with the blue that is already on the page. I had already highlighted this verse, already knew that the blue was something I was going to need to work with, but I was ignoring it here at the beginning. And that was a big mistake, and you'll see why in just a bit. But I picked a very busy box, and this ends up being a very busy page. I knew for sure that what I wanted on this page were some coffee stains, meaning some like coffee rings, and I had a stamp set that I could do that with. And I knew that was going to be in the background, so I had to pick my stickers. I picked stickers that were too busy, and I picked two people. I think the fact that there's two different people on the page was a little bit tricky because it divided the attention. This journaling page was meant to be about my coffee cup verse, and I didn't need to have two different people on the page. It created multiple focal points, which is always a little bit confusing just visually. So from the start, things were a little bit off, but I really didn't see it until it was all together. And by the time it was all together, I had already filmed this full process video. And I always do my best to share things kind of no matter what, because I want you to know that there's oftentimes that I create things that I don't love. It doesn't mean the process wasn't worth it. The process, especially in Bible journaling, is always worth it. And I always like to put the emphasis on that. But there are times that you create a final product that you're like, that wasn't my best, or I don't love that. I would change things. And that is okay too. So here's the stamping that I was talking about before, my little coffee rings. The issue I have with this is the color I chose was tea dye. It doesn't really look like coffee to me. It's definitely a tea color. It's much lighter. And I wish I had played with multiple shades of stamping instead of having them all the same. So it didn't really come across like I wanted because it was a little bit too light. As I'm starting to put everything down on the page, this is when I'm starting to realize I'm going to have to deal with the blue highlighting that's on the page. There really isn't any blue that is this color in any of the stickers. And that was a mistake on my part. I maybe should have gone for some stickers that had just a hint of that blue so I could work with it, but I did not. And so I decide I need to change the color of the highlighting after the fact. I don't know if you've ever tried to change a highlight after the fact, but it's not easy and often doesn't come across like you want it to. I experimented on an extra sheet of paper, laying some different colors over the top of blue to see which one I thought would be best. The one I ended up going with for some reason was a brown. Now this just looks like I thought brown would be best. We're going with coffee here. It looks like a big dark bar across my page. It almost looks like I'm trying to color out or color over all of those words. You can still read them. You might not be able to see them on the video, but you can definitely still read them. But man, oh man, do I dislike that highlighting so much. I sat there and just stared at it for a bit. Like, what do I do now? This is me considering, do I just leave this page? Do I just start over and film again? Deep breath. I'm going to try to keep going, but I'm not done making mistakes. Nope, that's for darn sure. This is an older set from Illustrated Faith that has some wonderful prompts on it. I decided because I dislike how the highlight looks so much, I'm going to take the time to rewrite the verse. Never an issue with rewriting the verse. I think that that is a wonderful way to study something and reflect on it in a different way since you're looking at each word one at a time. So I'm going to do a title up here that says scripture. But the mistake I make is that I decide to try to stamp over the clear stickers. And there's no problem stamping over clear stickers, except that I didn't let the ink dry on the clear stickers. And so as I start writing, because I end up with my hands all over the place, I smear the ink and it gets a little messy looking in multiple spots, and it just was no going back from that. So we have a couple of ink smears across this page that will start coming to the forefront as I do my writing. So in the end, do I love this Bible journal page? I don't love the final product, but I do love the time spent. Not everything you create, whether it be Bible journaling or planner spreads or creative journaling, whatever it is, not everything you create is going to be something that you feel like is a wonderful masterpiece that you want to look at over and over again. This, though, was still valuable. The time spent reflecting on the word, still very valuable. And hopefully a valuable learning tool for all of you for the things that I feel like went wrong on this Bible journaling process video. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you liked this video and hearing about all of my mistakes, let me know with a like button or a comment down below. And if you want to hear more of these types of videos, definitely hit that subscribe button as well. I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon community. You all always encourage me even when I'm making mistakes, and I very much appreciate it. If you are looking for a community full of inspiration, Patreon is the place to be. Head on over to patreon.com/ScrappyWife to find out more. All right. I hope that you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.